Greetings and salutations. We're back to look at TV shows from the 90s that you probably remembered watching growing up. In this case, looking at the animated series Timon and Pumbaa.
Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase.
Hakuna Matata. Ain't no passing craze.
It means no worries for the rest of your days.
It's our problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata.
Yes, this show was based around the characters of Timon and Pumbaa, the comic reliefs from Lion King. And one thing that made it stand out, though, is compared to its animated feature-length film.
Long live the king.
This one has more of a comedy vibes compared to it. But before we get into talking about a ton of all the clips from this though, how long did this show last for? It lasted from 3 seasons, from September 8th, 1995 to September 24th, 1999. And it had run over at least 85 episodes and 171 segments. Which means, one thing this show also did was, one thing that was very popular at the time, especially in the 90s, was having animated sequences in episodes that were musical based. And when the show was very, had going on, there was I think there was 2 of them. I think it was one was can you hear can you hear the left night? I think it's the lion sleeps tonight. Yes, the lion sleeps tonight. And the other one was yummy yummy, I got bugs in my tummy.
Yummy, 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 I got bugs in my tummy, and it's sickening as it may seem. Nutrition's what they're given, it's what keeps me living, and they taste just like peaches and cream.
Which was always a joy to listen to. But you're probably thinking, a show about Timon and Pumbaa. Well, what would this show be about? Well, basically, is the characters going around, on different locations and having misadventures and getting themselves into trouble. And a wide variety of characters they would interact with. Whether it was perhaps, maybe they were interacting with a very annoying beaver named Boss Beaver.
And here at my lumber mill, I have a motto. Safety first!
Whether it was the time where they were having to work at his sawmill and her having to, deal with safety and almost causing the sawmill to catch on fire.
Timon, look! Timon, look again!
There are other and yes, they say there are some wacky moments, one would say, for the show. And yeah, that's what was always made it fun to watch. There could be other moments of the show, whether it is having a character named Toucan Dan, who is basically just a toucan who can say I'm not Toucan Dan, I'm actually this person.
In you go! Hide in an erupting volcano, will ya? Well, that didn't fool us.
Looks like you two are way too smart for me.
I'm not falling for that again and for a second time.
And what also made the episode, this show rather funny, I believe, is that from the first season of the show, actor Nathan Lane, who originated the role, would reprise the role as Timon until season 2 to 3, Kevin Shoshwin would be the role. He would also get to voice Timon in The Lion Guard.
Be feeling scared and lonely.
Instead, hold on to this song. Things will get better when we work together.
Things will get better when we work together.
And Pumbaa was voiced by Ernie Sabella, who returned to voice the role. And, like, say, besides, like, you know, Timon and all them, there was other moments in the show that had different characters, whether it was Rafiki showing up, whether he was helping the trio, or perhaps helping the, like a wildebeest, who was not a very confident individual.
That's it. Be true to myself. That'll do it.
Boo!
And the wildebeest ends up getting the girl. I will say that when it comes to the, like, say, episodes that are honestly episodes you go back to, there are, like, say, and think that this is actually a very good one. Whether it is the introduction to the character of Speedy the Snail, who oh my god, I love this episode when the crew are just trying to save a snail who they're wanting to eat, but they can't eat him because he's cute. And the entire episode, they're just trying to save him because they're in France.
Where are we?
We're in France, where snails are considered a delicacy.
Hey, Bubba, hardly help!
Where snails are a delicacy. And yeah, can be other characters in the show, like, say, a dim-witted penguin named Erwin, who basically is just a big old mook. He doesn't really know he's just a dimwit. Other characters that would appear in the show would be Ed, Bonsai, and Shinzi, who voiced by Tris McNeil, Rob Paulson, and Jim Cummings. And yeah, I think whenever they show up, it's always a bit of a joy because, you know, whenever they are trying to do something, it always kind of just backfires on them.
Yes, ma'am. Remember what I always say. It's not nice to steal now. And speaking of which, I believe this belongs to you.
And there are other moments in the show that are just absolutely a joy to watch. Like, say, whether it's the time the trio decides to make chili. And one of the things that also happened was, at one point in this show, Simba would appear in the show, but it wasn't like, say, hey, welcome back, Simba. Like, it wasn't just like, say, now how are the kids doing?
On your side.
It wasn't really like that. It was not like, say, hey, here's a sequel to the show and Simba's shirking off the studios. But I mean, honestly, the show Timon and Pumbaa is a show that I still love. It's a show I go back to. And yes, I think there are a lot of great moments. There's even an episode where Timon and Pumbaa are, trying to make wishes from a talking whale. Yeah, this show was out there. And I just love this show. It's just a show I love to talk about. I'm going to see you next time.